Hello, welcome back to 444 Keys to Wisdom. I thought I'd do something different. I'm actually going to try something different for you all. And I'm going to do a past life reading here for each sign. So I'm starting with the sign of Libra here. I'm using the past life oracle cards from Dorian Virtue. Sometimes it's nice to know, for the spiritual community that understands reincarnation and karmic cycles, divine cycles, things like that. A lot of times what we were in our past life can give us some direction on why things are like they are in this lifetime, or why our personality is like it is, even in some of our dealings with certain people. So let's do some quick reads. Past life. For the sign of Libra. What was Libra's past life dealings? What were their dealings in the previous lifetime? For the sign of Libra. Past life for the sign of Libra. Past life information for the sign of Libra. These are always fun too. Oh shoot. Past life information for the sign of Libra. Scales of balance. Libra. All right. All right. So we have unrequited love, forgiveness, vows, Asia, persecution and inquisition, male, female, Egypt. All right, so Libra. Let me get a couple more here. Food, hunger. Okay. So, Libra, it looks like in the past lifetime, you might have been, if you are a male in this lifetime, you could have been a female in the last lifetime. If you are a female this lifetime, you could have been a male in the last lifetime. Okay. You have roots in Egypt and Asia. Okay. Then we have unrequited love, forgiveness, vows. All right. And then we have persecution, inquisition. So, and we have food and hunger. So Libra, in a past life, you were married to someone and you did not keep your vows. So, for example, if you are a male in this lifetime, in the previous lifetime, you were a woman. So you may have a lot of feminine traits in you that make you uncomfortable or that you don't understand, or you can understand women in a way that's very unique. But in the last lifetime, if you're a man this lifetime and you were a woman last lifetime, you had a lover or a spouse, not a lover, because in these days there was no lovers. You had to be married. You had a spouse who did not love you as much as you loved them, or somebody didn't love somebody as much as the other person. Either you were in love with your spouse more than they were in love with you, or vice versa. It could have been an arranged marriage. Okay. If you're a woman this lifetime, this could be a man. You could have been a man in the last lifetime and you didn't love your spouse as much as they loved you. Either way, there was an unrequited love situation in a marriage. And so back in these days, if you did not keep your marriage vows, you were heavily persecuted, okay? Stoned to death, especially if you were a woman back then. So I feel like I could be talking to a male Libra who was a woman in the last lifetime, and your husband did not love you the way you loved him. I know this sounds crazy, but just follow me. And so you were heavily persecuted because of that. Okay. And so that persecution caused you to be sent away. Okay. And because you were sent away from this person, you experienced lack of food and hunger. Okay. You got separated from a spouse. You got treated really bad by the opposite sex in the last lifetime, or either it was like an arranged marriage that you never wanted. And so you were somebody, I feel like it could have been you as the female in the situation, was heavily persecuted. And again, it caused you to be maybe banished from your community. You know, if you were a woman in the last lifetime, you might have been caught with another man, or found being in love with another man, even though you had vows with someone else. And so you got caught, and the lesson was forgiveness. Okay. The lesson was forgiveness. All right. And understanding complicated love situations. But because I feel like a lesson of forgiveness was not given to you, okay, I feel like you were the one that needed forgiveness. And because you were heavily persecuted for not truly being in love with your spouse, and that forgiveness was not given to you, you were banished from your community or banished from your home, and it caused you to be poor, or go, like got kicked out of the village, kicked out of the house or whatever. And you probably had to wander the streets or whatever. You were hungry. You didn't have any food. And so in this lifetime, it's very well possible. Now, I'm not saying this happened, okay? But it is very well possible in this lifetime, you are now a man, and you're still carrying hurt from that past life of not being forgiven for not being in love with this person that you were arranged to be married to. And so you could have spent a time period in your life, this time as a womanizer. You carried some anger to this lifetime for women. You're like, you came back as a man, and now you're making you might have went through a period where you made a lot of women pay for that heartbreak. Like, you were really harsh towards women, or the fact that you were not cursed, but you were just banished to be poor. You came back in this lifetime, and you could have started using women for food, shelter. Okay, because you're still carrying that behavior from the last lifetime. Like, in the last lifetime, you were supposed to be provided for by your spouse. That provision did not happen. Okay, you got banished because you truly somebody didn't really love somebody anyway, and they stepped out and they got found out and got persecuted. And so in this lifetime, you kind of had a determination to make whoever you're with provide for you. Even if you are a woman in this lifetime, in the last lifetime you were a man, you saw relationships and marriage as a means to an end and not true love, if that makes any sense. Like, you might have went through a lesson in life where you had a hard time seeing people that you were in a love relationship with or a marriage with as a soulful partner. You had trouble seeing people for their soul. You saw them more as an object or a means to an end. If I get with this person, I can have a nice house, I can have food, I can have money, Like there was a lesson in this lifetime of forgiveness so that you cannot use people for their resources, and you can learn to just truly love people for who they are and not for what they could give you. Sometimes these conditionings in our mind do come from childhood, but sometimes they carry over from a past life. You were kicked out of your home and made poor because of love. And so in this lifetime, you chose the resources over the love, and you've used a lot of people along the way because of that. But it's past life stuff that's lingering, that followed you in this lifetime. That's why that attitude is there. And so you came, because you were persecuted, you came into this lifetime persecuting others before they even really had a chance. If they could not give you what you needed, you didn't want to be bothered with them anyway. So right in the middle of this, I'm going to show you how they look on my end. This is how the cards are falling. And I got the other three to the side. They came out like this. Can you see that? Vows. Unrequited love. This forgiveness is in the middle. Food, hunger, persecution, inquisition. So the central lesson in this lifetime was forgiving people that didn't truly love you. Learning to forgive those who could not see you, who could not return the love that you were giving them, and being able to see people and giving everybody a fair chance, and not seeing people as objects of resources, and just seeing their spirit and their souls. Your lesson in this lifetime is rooted in forgiveness. So if you were ever hurt in this lifetime, the first time that ever happened, it was a wrap for anybody else that came after. If you're a woman, you could have been a male in the last lifetime, and so you have a good understanding of men, okay? How they think, how they work, how they operate. You may have a lot of male friends. You probably got along with men more than women. If you are a male this lifetime, you could have been a woman in the last lifetime, and so you have a good connection, a good understanding of women, which could be how you were able to maneuver resources out of them, because you understand them. You understand what they want, what they need, how they think, how they move, because you were once a woman. And like I said, this either happened in Asia or it either happened in Egypt. All right, Libra, that's all I got for you. Bye.